fraud trial involving three of his children, Don Jr., Ivanka, and Eric Trump. All three are slated to take the witness stand in the next week, each one on a different day. And that testimony is expected to be followed with testimony from the former president himself on Monday, November 6th. The $250 million lawsuit was brought on by New York Attorney General Letitia James. The state is accusing the former president of inflating the value of his business assets to secure loans and insurance deals that worked in his favor. And the judge already ruled Trump and his co-defendants are liable for fraud and canceled all business licenses that allow him to run his operations in New York. That order has been put on pause by the appeals court. Trump has denied any wrongdoing. And for more on this, I am joined by NBC News Justice reporter Ryan Riley. He's also the author of the brand new book, Sedition Hunters: How January 6th Broke the Justice System. Ryan, Ivanka Trump had been removed from the case as a co-defendant in June after she appealed an initial subpoena to testify. She's argued she has no connection to any business dealings with her father and no longer operated in the state of New York. She has until November 1st to appeal the ruling to testify. But what can we expect if she does take the stand?
You know, I think, first of all, essentially the plaintiffs here said is that she, benefited tremendously from the sale of the Trump International Hotel here in Washington, D.C., and that she was, she took some of the profits from that. So even though she may not be playing the same exact role in a formal role in the business currently as her brothers are, she was sort of at the switch here, and they say that she played an important role. So I think, we'll see an appeal here. Basically, what the Trump side of this has said is that they're trying to harass the president's daughter, even though they're already getting testimony from the two brothers here. So it will be definitely a packed week for the Trump family here appearing during these various days in court. And it comes really a legal onslaught at the start of this, because there's so many cases on the horizon, including, of course, Jack Smith's case, which is set to go forward in March of next year, only a few months away, which is really, I think, the center of this, really probably the most important case that Trump is facing, because it has to deal with the peaceful transfer of power and Donald Trump's efforts to hold power even after he lost the 2020 election. Big
picture, Ryan, how unprecedented is it to see a former president and three of his children testify under oath in a civil fraud trial?
Oh, it's very unique. This is not something that I think we've really seen happen before. And of course, as you laid out there, the judge has already found some liability here already. So in some ways, this is already decided. Of course, that is being appealed. And as you said, Donald Trump has denied wrongdoing here. But really, we're just talking about the numbers ultimately in the end here. The actual the finding has already sort of been made in a way by the judge of liability for the Trump organization here.
So let's turn to the Fulton County election fraud trial. Former Trump lawyer Jenna Ellis pleaded guilty as part of the deal with prosecutors to cooperate fully with the investigation as the trial goes on. How involved was she in the efforts to overturn the 2020 elections? And what kind of information could she provide?
Yeah, she played a very important role. You'll remember that infamous press conference where she said she was a member of the, quote, elite strike force team that was involved in efforts to overturn the election. So she put herself really at the center of this. And it was remarkable, I think, to hear her sort of, in her cheerful testimony this week and say that she trusted lawyers with more experience. This is a 38-year-old woman with a law degree who had been a prosecutor before. So this notion that, she's just sort of low on the totem pole, I don't think really necessarily checks out in the end here, because she was really pushing this forward and, of course, became this big social media star because of her efforts to overturn the election and to perpetuate these lies that millions of Americans now believe that Donald Trump actually won the 2020 election, which, of course, resulted in the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. So I think she is a big witness, and that's sort of what when you're facing down these tremendous legal bills and what she would be facing, the consequences of her actions. I think it's tremendous because that's when you look at what you're facing and what you could get if you just cooperate. It's sort of an easy choice, I think, for a lot of these folks.
Probation as opposed to jail time. All right, Ryan Riley, we'll have to leave it there.